Hi, welcome to the Garden Gurus. I'm Trevor Cochran. We've got another brilliant program for you, packed full of garden inspiration. Speaking of inspiration, take a look at this. This is the scarlet Banksia, Banksia coccinea. It grows in the southwest corner of Western Australia. It is an absolute ripper of a plant. And pretty much once you put it in, it doesn't need any care at all. It just does this amazing flower display in the springtime. Now, here's what's coming up on the rest of the show. Knight shares some of his best trade secrets to making gardening easier. Bonnie shows us a great way to care for our Aussie natives, and we have a terrific way to keep the garden looking happy and healthy this time of the year.
Dig, 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 dig in the ground. I got my spade, I got my hoe, I got my rake, and I'm ready to go.
I've come to visit a couple of Facebook friends of the Garden Gurus, Justine and Craig Stewart, who've done an amazing job building their beautiful garden from scratch. Let's go and meet them. So guys, congratulations on building this amazing garden. What was it like when you started?
It was just sand, completely flat, and there was nothing at all.
And was there much planning that went into it?
There was quite a bit of planning. There was many glasses of wine and sketches and visualising and coming out and seeing if it would all work.
Now this pond is epic, I love it. How did you go about building that?
Once we designed it up, we came and marked it out, and we had a little bobcat come in and remove the bulk of the material. Then we just basically dug in 600 by 600 slabs to form the walls. Then a pond liner, put that in, backfilled, and started filling her up.
I've seen there's plenty of fish in there.
At the moment, we've got 100 rainbow trout and 80 silver perch, and we've got a few koi and shabunkins in there. They're our decoys for the birds that come and forage.
Now, your garden is fabulous. How'd you go about fertilising?
Well, we've got the chickens, so we use the chicken manure, but we also use the fish manure.
And do you use that on all of the plants?
Mostly. The fish manure is pretty gentle on most plants, but with the difference with the fruit trees, the veggies, the lawn, you know, it's a bit of trial and error. We're not really sure what's the best.
Well, I might be able to help you there.
That'd be wonderful.
A lot of the plants here need a bit more than the chook manure and the waste from the pond and the fish, and that's certainly the case with this finger lime. They're a beautiful fruit. It is flowering, but the leaves are really quite yellow, and that comes down to a lack of iron and magnesium, and that's what you find in the Osmocote citrus. It's packed full of all the good gear, including iron and magnesium, and they're the trace elements that will transform these leaves. And it's a simple process. We just sprinkle around the base, and over time, those nutrients will be slowly released into the soil. The leaves will go green and the fruit will be sensational. Whilst I'm here, I'm pruning off these dead branches. Well, what a sensational veggie garden we've got here. The broad beans at the back. We've got the cauliflowers, the broccolini, and these Brussels sprouts. And the veggie formula is perfect for these. It's got a bit of an organic base, it's got high iron, plus a bit of extra potassium for the tomatoes. A light sprinkling will keep these guys going, and you'll get beautiful produce. There are a few different formulas in the Osmocote range suited to all plant types. The other thing you get with Osmocote is the wetting agent, which is really important. You save water and the plants get the water where they need it. And being slow release means that they get food as they need it rather than one big dump of fertilizer, which leads to leaching through the soil, which is no good for the environment.
Probably the most common question I get asked this time of the year is, can I plant out spring flowering bulbs? And the answer, of course, is no. You plant them out in the autumn. What you do this time of the year is actually sit back and enjoy them. Now's a great time to plan ahead, but firstly, what can you do to enhance your current flowering performance? Well, something simple like adding a gentle splash of liquid fertilizer. Ideally, a flower-promoting fertilizer that's going to support the bulb's development and the longevity of the flower display. The flower displays that you see this time of the year can really help you plan out your colour palette for next spring. And that allows you to select the bulb varieties that you like the most. However, this time of the year really is the time that you should just sit back, soak them up and enjoy them. They're beautiful. But if you love spring flowering bulbs, well, there are summer flowering opportunities with things like liliums. There are many different varieties of those, calla lilies, and one of my favourites, dahlias. The best place to buy these kinds of bulbs, well, it's probably going to come from a good garden centre or online with leaders like Garden Express, who deliver direct to your doorstep. Now, the spring flowering colour show is something that you should sit back and enjoy. Now's not the time to be planting spring flowering bulbs out, but it's certainly a great time of the year to be planting out summer flowering bulbs, which you can get online. And if you want to enhance the growth, just like these spring flowering bulbs, make sure you give them a liquid feed. You'll end up with sensational results.
If you've got roses in your garden, you'll notice that they're starting to flush with fresh new buds, and it's a great time of year to be feeding them. So you could feed them every 4 to 6 weeks. And with warmer weather, it does mean pests, so aphids could be around. Keep a watch out.
This week, we are talking about a plant that has got the best celebrity endorsement from one of the world's best-known women in history. She was so famous for her beauty and intellect and her love affair, not with just one, but two of the great Roman leaders, Mark Antony and Julius Caesar. It's Cleopatra. Aloe vera is a succulent plant, an evergreen perennial originating from the Arabian Peninsula, where the conditions are hot and dry, and is cultivated around the world for agricultural and medicinal uses. These plants are from Swan Valley Nursery and my favorite house plants to grow because it's so easy to grow. When you have one, pretty much the only way to kill it is by overwatering it. The plants reproduce enthusiastically by sending out shoots from their roots called pups, and these cute little baby plants can be pulled up and replanted. This is the outer rind of the plant. Then you have the yellow sap that contains aloe in. Do not consume this because it has got laxative properties. This is the translucent gel that has the healing property and used as a herbal remedy for skin diseases and as a soothing balm in cosmetics. This plant is so easy to grow. Green thumb, no green thumb, no problems. You can plant it into the garden or into the pot. Just make sure you use good quality potting mix. You can use a dedicated cacti succulent mix for this and water only when the soil is dry. If you want to get your hands on Swan Valley Nursery aloe vera, you can buy them from all the leading garden centres.
I've been laying new lawns for years, and 90% of a successful installation is the soil prep and the levels. And two tools that I swear by for this are the steel rake and the topsoil spreader. Now, once your lawn's established, sometimes you need to do some top dressing, and those same two tools are perfect for this too. Your rake needs to be strong enough to handle heavy-duty raking action, so always go for quality. Weak, cheap and nasty rakes will break, and you'll end up spending more money replacing them. When you're moving a fair amount of soil around or raking rocks and debris, the rake is under a fair bit of pressure, which is why you need a good quality, strong rake, and that's exactly what this is. The head is one piece of steel. It's got the 90-degree bend here for extra strength and really thick tines to get the job done. Plus the handle, solid hardwood and lacquered. And it's just a great all-round landscaping rake. Plus, it comes with a lifetime guarantee, which means that when I'm leaning on it, which is most of the time, it shouldn't break. Turning the rake over helps fine-tune the soil, but for something even better for this, there's the topsoil spreader. This is a beautiful tool for really tweaking the levels to bowling green perfection. Now the trick is to get down nice and low and just let it glide over the surface, fine-tuning and spreading as it goes, and you get a wonderful result. It really is a joy to use, look at that. It's a quality unit. I've got one that I still use that's over 20 years old. Like the rake, it's made from really good quality materials. You've got the Aussie hardwood lacquered handle, which is a little bit longer, handy for those long-reaching strokes. And then the head is made from galvanized, rust-resistant steel, which means it's just gonna last. Top dressing is sometimes needed for filling in low spots, but also it's a great way to feed your lawn with organic materials and microbes. Always use a specialist top dressing mix which has a high sand content, and don't go too thick, otherwise you'll choke the lawn. You should always be able to see a little bit of green poking through. You use the right tools, you'll get the right job, as long as you know what you're doing.
Now, if you love pinks, this is the perfect time of the year to be seeing them. And this Kunzia porcifolia and the plumed feather flower, the Verticordia plumosa, are two sensational plants to put into gardens that are incredibly dry. In fact, these guys come from the Midwest of Western Australia, and they do exceptionally well in quite dry conditions. And if you're in a drought-affected area in Oz, now's probably the time to be thinking about putting these kinds of plants in, because we know that our climate is changing.
Growing natives is such a delight, especially when they reward you with their uniquely colourful shaped blooms. They are tough, drought-tolerant and almost forgotten in the garden due to the lack of maintenance they require from us. However, feeding shouldn't go undone. By feeding your native plants now, we'll give them that extra boost after such a cold season. If you love Australian native plants, then you probably will know that they don't like high levels of phosphorus in their food. And the reason for this is that Australian soils lack high levels of it, and our native flora has learnt to grow and evolve without it. So making sure you have an Australian native feed is really important. I'm using True Forte native plant food, and in this bucket contains specially selected microbes suitable for phosphorus-sensitive plants. It also has up to 60 natural minerals which are broken down by the microbes and made available for the plants to uptake, which will result in stronger and more drought-resistant plants. Using a feed like this on your natives is really good because it will feed them for up to 6 months. And Australian native plants don't like large bursts of nutrients in a short period of time. So using something gradual is a really good idea. And you'll see that in the results of how the plants will grow. It might be hard to believe, but in this bucket is 20 years worth of research. It's environmentally friendly and river and reef safe. So you can grow amazing plants without any harmful effects on the environment around you. I like to apply it to the soil surface with a few scoops, and you can rake it in if you like, just to work it into that soil, and top it off by watering it in. And of course you can apply this directly onto mulch or onto potted plants, but just remember that water. By giving your native plants a little bit of tucker, it'll mean they'll be happier and healthier for longer, and they won't require as much attention from me.
I want to share a tip that the pros use to create special effects in gardens. Now, designers are always trying to create garden rooms, and this particular area, this pergola area, is absolutely sensational, except it opens out to the rest of the garden. Now, what I could do is I could plant maybe some shrubs across here, put some shade cloth across, but I've got a far better screening option that's easy to do. In fact, you could do it this weekend. Let me show you how. These landscaper screens come in two popular colours, charcoal and sandstone, which matches the render of my house and the colour of the deck. So I'm sure I've found the best option. The panels themselves come in an 1800mm by 900mm wide size. They're galvanised steel, laser cut, and they have this contemporary all-weather matte finish. You've got several options for placement and mounting as well. Wow, look at that finish. This is sensational, and it matches the render of the house, the colour of the deck, and creates this wonderful screen. Best of all, this is going to create a wonderful enclosed area, which is just what I wanted to achieve. This will take you 1 hour, a quick trip down to your local Bunnings store, come back, set it up, it's done. How good does that look?
Well, here's a good one, folks, for everyone who's keen on their organic gardening, DIYing, recycling, doing their bit for the worms, the soil and the planet. It's right here, it's a worm tower. It's really simple. It's just a piece of PVC pipe that gets cut down, drill a few holes in the bottom, bury it into the ground, and the little lid here, you lift that off, you put all your kitchen scraps in there, and it builds up, and then the native worms go to work turning it all into compost. It's genius, and when it's full, you can move it around and do the same again. The worm tower, sensational.
I love this part of Trevor's garden with so many beautiful fruit trees and vegetables growing. It's my kind of garden. And all these lovely plants need a really good watering routine, especially as the warmer weather starts to come through and when they start to fruit too. So I'm going to help him out. This is the Holman retractable hose reel range, and there are 3 different lengths to choose from. 10 metre for smaller gardens, 20 metre for medium-sized gardens, and the 30 metres, which is perfect for larger backyards. I'm installing this one, the 20 metre, for this part of the garden. And as you can see, there's a lot of corners and nooks to get to, and by having a hose with a lot of length is going to make this a breeze. What I really like about this hose is just how lightweight it is, so I won't be breaking my back whilst I pull the hose behind me. And it's also very easy to install. How? It's all thanks to this bracket. You can install it onto a fence or a post, or a wall like this one, which has a tap close at hand. All you need is a drill and a few screws. It is a 5-minute job, but if you're a little bit inexperienced with a drill like me, 10 minutes tops, and a little bit longer on brick. And the bracket helps to lock everything into place. How easy is that? It's a 12mm premium hose, and I won't have to worry about it ending up in a tangle or in a mess because it's anti-kink proof too. And that's not the only secret. Check this out. So it's 180-degree swivel, so I can get around the garden quite easily. And inbuilt into this is an automatic layering system. So what that means is once I'm done watering, it goes back into here nice and easily. So let's get watering. Thanks to the lock hose system, I can stop the hose in any position without it running away from me. And the unit comes with a handy multi-function watering gun, which is perfect for watering veggies. I'm going to use the shower setting as it has a nice gentle spray for these plants. If you're worried about the weather damaging your hose, don't. The housing case will protect the hose from the UV rays when it's stored. Watering can be a breeze when you have a reliable hose like this one, and with the warmer weather on its way, now's really important to keep that watering up. That way you'll be able to enjoy all that fruit and veg later on.
Over the years, I've installed a lot of new lawns, and there's no doubt about it that if you get it right the first time, you'll be able to enjoy them for the rest of your life. There are a few things you need to get right for lawn success. Good soil preparation, drainage and levels, correct lawn species selection for your situation, good laying technique, and most importantly, green side up, brown side down. And then a good establishment regime. All new lawns need water to ensure they don't dry out, and how much you water depends on the time of year. Obviously, you'll use more in summer. Then once they're established, that is, the roots have taken, you can gradually back off the watering. Fairly new on the scene and a big favourite of mine is this liquid gear from Seasol, Lawn and Turf Starter. It's got all the benefits of a higher concentration of Seasol plus liquid compost, which helps improve lawn seed germination and reduce transplant shock on newly laid turf. It promotes strong root development, healthy green growth, and reduces stress from heat, drought, frost, and foot traffic. Just a note on foot traffic, try and stay off your newly laid lawn for a couple of weeks or so to allow the roots to develop and get into the soil without getting crushed. And rolling newly laid turf ensures that the lawn is in contact with the soil below, and you can hire water-filled rollers for this. The click-on hose spray bottles are really easy to set up. They work just the same as all the other sea salt and power feed bottles. I'm just going to change over now. This is a new one. Give it a bit of a shake just to mix up all the ingredients. What comes with it is the straw here that goes into the spray nozzle. That just goes in there. Lift the cap, click on the hose, turn on the water, and you're away spraying for Australia. A good tip when you're using these hose-on bottles to reduce the pressure for smaller close-up areas is to kink the hose a little. See, it's just like magic.
Well, that's all we've got for you this week. I thought I'd show you one of my favourite plants in the garden, Banksia. Now, the angel's trumpet is a toxic plant, so you don't want to have it in places where you're going to be moving and brushing up alongside it. But if you've got a spot that's removed, they are truly spectacular, particularly this time of the year. Now, if you want any more information from today's show, all you have to do is simply check out our website. You can download fact sheets, take videos, take links to some of the products or some of the plants that you've seen on the show and learn more about them. And if you want to ask a question, become a friend on Facebook. It's that easy. Look, we're really looking forward to seeing you next week for another episode of The Garden Gurus. I'm Trevor Cochran. We'll see you then.